The Mongol destruction of Baghdad. Complete destruction. This is 11 minutes long. And it's history. And it's got 1.8 million views. I'm interested. Let's try it.
This video is brought to you by CuriosityStream. They have a fantastic YouTube channel. So stick around to the end and I'll tell you which video of theirs you should watch first.
Okay.
Passing under the shade of lustrous archways, envoys reach the court of the Abbasid Caliph al-Mustasim, the exalted spiritual head of all the millions of Sunni Muslims in the world.
Okay.
The travelers come before him with a message from the world conqueror Hulagu Khan. Talk of what the Mongol army has done to the world and those in it from the time of Genghis Khan until today may have reached your hearing. Do not try to accomplish the impossible. Destroy your ramparts, fill in your moats, and come to us. If you do not heed our advice, I shall not leave one person alive in your realm.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. This is 3 years old. I don't think it's AI, bro. That's a fucking hard speech. He's pronounced a couple things wrong. I think actually he's supposed to pronounce Genghis or whatever. I know that we say Genghis Khan, but I've heard it pronounced the other way in more official. So I'm not going to change it. I'm going to call him Chungus Khan. Okay? Because I don't fear him. All right? I don't fear him. I'll call him whatever the fuck I want. I was alive in his time and he didn't get me. I'll just tell you that. He talked a big fucking game. He got everybody else. He didn't get me. So I'm not going to I'll pronounce it however the fuck I want.
Hulagu and a Mongol army of untold size ride west to subjugate the world on the orders of the great Khan Monka. The Caliph, having previously failed to demonstrate submission to the Khan during the Mongol war against the Order of Assassins, now dares to insult Hulagu. Young man, you have just come of age and have expectations of living forever. You think your command is absolute.
Okay.
For half a millennia, the House of Abbas, uncle to the Prophet Muhammad.
So they're both, in a way, trying to mog each other. Nobody back down. They're both trying to become the alpha of the situation. Why don't we speak like this anymore? Because we say shit like mog. They're both collectively aura farming. And it's like a real battle to see who's going to sort of take the room.
Ruled over Baghdad.
The Mongolians.
The walls are high and strong, the skyline made splendid by mosques and minarets, from which the faithful are called to praise Allah. Streets weave among sweet gardens, and in colleges and libraries learned men chart the heavens, and speak freely of mathematics, metaphysics, and the ancient wisdom of Plato and Aristotle.
This is kind of what the Atrioc chat room feels like, in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is like the type shit, the type vibe we accommodate around here. And I do get this sense.
Preserved here in Arabic. Under the patronage of the Abbasids, the Islamic world has realized great advancements in science and medicine, built automata machines and clocks that run on water. Women in this caliphate are restricted.
This has gone viral on Reddit like every few years, but I did see a thing that someone, possibly in this time in the Islamic world, invented the steam engine 300 years before it was used in England, but only to turn a kebab stand, to turn the kebab, the donor. They didn't use it for anything else. That was a little later. Okay, I just saw. I glanced at it.
From nearly all public and economic activities. In addition to Sunni, there are religious minorities: Shia Muslims, Christians, and Jews. The fate of all rests in the hands of a man deemed weak, a caliph more disposed to carnal indulgence and treasure counting than to governance or battle. He revels in the deeds of his forebears, and he tells Hulagu Khan, every monarch who has attacked the Abbasid dynasty in Baghdad has met a sad doom. The foundation of this palace is extremely strong and will last until doomsday. Hulagu replies, I shall bring you down miserably into the jaws of a lion. Tens of thousands of Mongol marauders ride to take the eastern mountains and the adjacent lands.
Monka Omega.
Christian Mongol general Kit Buka sees to it that the towns of people who waver in their surrender are reduced to smoke and ash.
kinfolk taking down the scammers?
As they press onward, Hulagu receives an offer from the Caliph, a considerable payment if the Mongols will turn back. Hulagu remarks, "Since we have come all this way, how can we turn back without having seen the Caliph?" Al-Mustasim is easily swayed by the words of his divided court, and the Caliph's men resort now to threats, declaring that if Hulagu turns back immediately, the Caliph may yet decide to spare the Mongols. Hulagu laughs. "What do I have to worry from the Caliph and his troops?" And so, marshaled behind their general, the Dawatar, the brave men of Baghdad ride to war.
Okay. We used to have such fire names back in history. Now we have MF's name Brandon. That seems so specifically targeted to me. That seems so, like, why the fuck would you need to say it like that? They have cool names. Just say that. We don't have to put anybody down.
The soldiers of the Caliph will not permit the Mongols to reach the walls of their city. They find a Mongol division some miles away. The Mongols flee, and the Abbasid soldiers roar in triumph as they pick off a few of the invaders and collect their heads. But the retreat is only a bluff to draw the Abbasid troops out.
Uh-oh, baited.
The Mongols rupture dikes and flood the plain behind their pursuers. Then the fabled horse archers of the Khan ride after the Abbasid soldiers, cutting them down with arrows and driving the others into the water to drown. The Mongols pick over the battlefield, collecting gifts to send to Hulagu, 12,000 Abbasid ears. The Dawatar rides back to Baghdad in haste. The caliphs of old would have spirited up all the distant armies of Sunni Islam to the aid of the city, but the throne no longer possesses such command.
Yikes!
Defenses are ill-prepared. Allies have not come. Over 100,000 Mongols now approach the city from every side. The din of their march and their horrible shouts builds like...
Damn, you gotta be regretting all your fucking tough talk. Dude, what's crazy is in those days, everything moves so slowly. Like, you could talk shit to an army 100 times bigger than you, and it wouldn't really impact your life for months, years. Like, them organizing and moving takes so long. You could shit talk forever before you realize the consequences.
A rising tide before the great house of...
Bro talked real tough on parchment.
Boss. Paths out are blocked. Hulagu Khan means to spare none, and the lonely walls of Baghdad must now bear his fury. The Mongols entrap the city with their own walls and a ditch, and on January 29th of the year 1258, the storm begins.
The storm.
Great stones pound the walls and streets. Day and night the Mongols charge against the gates. People wail and stagger about to the sound of their wretched fate. The frantic Caliph attempts belated negotiations. Hulagu rejects them. Catapults bring down...
Bro, you just can't be doing negotiations once they set up trebuchets. You know what I'm saying? Like, once they're at the fucking gates, you can't be like, hey, let's talk this out. Let's figure this shit out.
On a strong tower on the eastern side, and the stirring sea of Mongols flows over the high walls. In the thousands, they sweep over the ramparts, killing all the garrison they find. Joining them are some thousands of their subject Christian troops from Armenia and Georgia, eager to join the cause against their Islamic foes.
The pen is mightier than the sword. Yeah, maybe the Caliph should have written like a super compelling pamphlet and distributed it to the soldiers outside of his gates, explaining why war wasn't the answer, or like a diss track. Maybe that could have destroyed the morale.
Armenia and Georgia, eager to join the cause against their Islamic foes. As Mongols pace along the city walls, throngs of refugees pack onto boats, and the Dawatar joins their escape, only to look out and see the Mongols have built bridges over the river. They launch stones and incendiary projectiles at the boats attempting to leave. They capture 3 vessels and kill everyone aboard.
Okay. So this is
the Dawatar turns back to the city, and the Caliph sends him to personally submit to Hulagu. The weary Abbasid soldiers follow. Thousands of warriors cast down their weapons, joined by hopeful civilians in peaceful submission.
I don't think it's gonna work.
The Mongols divide them up, lead them from the city, and kill all of them.
Oh my God.
The heads of the Duatdar and 2 other officials are sent to their friend, the governor of Mosul, a reminder to those who have not yet submitted. The king without an army, Al-Mustasim, finally emerges to surrender, and Hulagu did not exhibit any anger, but asked after his health kindly and pleasantly. After that he said to the caliph, "Tell the people of the city to throw down their weapons and come out so that we may make a count."
Yikes.
The caliph complies. He is taken prisoner, and the Mongols receive the people of Baghdad in the tens of thousands, and they pluck apart shaking families, mothers and infants, old
I feel like this is
and young.
gonna be...
A few they spare as slaves and craftsmen. They kill the rest. Seeping
This is what the Green New Deal is doing to America. I was gonna say, this sounds like what Mamdani's doing in New York right now. I feel like this is like what he did day one. I feel like this is what his whole fucking strategy, bro. This is what he's been...
hills of heads and bodies stretch like a sallow sheet over the whole plain. Then begins the long pillage and massacre of the city. To undermine civilian resistance, Hulagu had promised to spare some segments of the population, including the minority Christian and Shia Muslim communities. He holds true to this word, and he sends the Mongols house to house, street to street, to slaughter everyone else.
Okay.
Hulagu and his retinue go to the royal palace, and he commands the caliph to serve him a feast. Hulagu says, "You are the host and we are the guests. Bring whatever you have that is suitable for us." The caliph trembles in fear as he opens his treasuries, hoards of fine clothes, gold, and gems amassed over 5 centuries. The Mongols take all of it. Not even the dead escape their wrath. Mongols tear open the royal tombs, drag out the hallowed bones of old caliphs, and set them ablaze. A witness scratches words on a nearby wall. The women were dishonored, as their living were killed and their dead were burnt.
I feel
Once
like
great mosques...
the caliph could have just given him some gold at the beginning of this whole thing and said, "You right. Yeah, we're good with the Mongols." Like, this is crazy. This whole thing came from his fucking... No, he tried? No, didn't he start out by fucking talking shit? Then he sent some gold after they already showed up at his door, but not...
and palaces are devoured by flames. Houses of wisdom lie in charred ruin, and riven corpses glut the waterways. The putrid air carries flies and pestilence. One chronicle records, the dead lay as...
He tried to mog and he became the jester. I can't think of a better, more poetic way to put it. I can't think of a better way to say it.
In the streets and the markets, rain fell on them. Their faces were disfigured, and they became an example to anyone who saw them. The dead are said by some to number as high as 800,000 to 2 million. One of the greatest atrocities in history. The stench and bloat of this foul scene offend even Hulagu, who moves his camp out of the city. On February 20th, he summons the caliph and his followers. The Mongols believe that heaven will curse any who spill noble blood upon the earth. And so, it is likely, they rolled the caliph of Baghdad into a carpet and trampled him to death.
What?
The Mongols kill nearly all his family and his followers. In the eyes of many, the line of succession from the Prophet Muhammad has been cut. This is a wound the Islamic world shall never forget. A golden age laid to waste by the house of Genghis Khan. Over the next 2 years, the Mongols continue their conquests into Syria. But in Egypt, there stands a great Islamic power. Hulagu Khan...
You keep saying Genghis like that's not how it's actually pronounced, but it is. That's how it's actually pronounced. Like, it's not Genghis. Like, you guys keep saying Genghis like that's proof, but that's how it's actually pronounced. Like, you're the dumb ones. I said Genghis too, but we're not... Don't pretend like you've got it figured out.
Khan sends messengers to demand the surrender of these so-called Mamluks. The Mongol envoys never return. After a big helping of Mongol destruction, sometimes you just need to cleanse the palate. That's why I'm happy to send you over to the Curiosity Stream YouTube channel. They launched a series called Past...
All right, check it out. I mean, all right, that was a good video. That got it done in 11 minutes. I thought that was good. Bro, that's from November 22. That's not AI. You guys are fucking dumb. I think it was a human being that just wrote it and talked about it and then got art made.